How's it going, everyone? I usually do the dance, but I haven't done it lately. So, how's it going, guys? Welcome to Real Reviews. I'm Chase Lee, and I'm going to try something different for you guys. Never done this before. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of wing this, and we'll kind of test this out and work out the bugs. And I think I'll do it like this more often than I pre-record, just because I like doing live stuff for you guys. I like kind of just getting in there and doing things off the cuff and whatnot. So I've never done this before on YouTube. I've done it with my podcast and stuff by doing stuff live. But what I figure I'd do, and this is something different, is go ahead and do my movie reviews live. That way, if you guys want to participate, you can ask me questions down below, and I will answer them according to the movie. Like, does this movie have this, and that, or does it really suck that hard, or whatever. So that's what's great about doing this is that you can answer your questions down below, and I will answer them for you. But today's review is going to be over Get Hard. This is a new Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart film, and I saw it at South by Southwest. So the reason why I laugh is I'll get to that in just a second. So Get Hard. Listen, I love Will Ferrell, but this one was okay. And here's why. The directing is where I have the biggest problem because it seems very lazy and very just kind of average in a way. And so it's directed by Ethan Cohen. And no, that's not a typo. His real name is Ethan, not Ethan. Ethan, like E-T-A-N. So apparently he's been eaten or something. I don't know. So Ethan Cohen directs this film, and you can tell it was a first-time director's film because he even announced that on stage. He was like, listen, first-time director, I hope you like it. So it felt like it was going from one set piece to the next set piece, and it was just kind of like making sure they get the joke out of that set piece going to the next set piece. And I'm fine with that, but there was really no through line. It was just kind of boom, 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 boom. It was just a bunch of stuff happening. And the story was very basic. It was something out of a 1990s film. And quite frankly, it was almost something out of Naked Gun. It was just that simple. There was really nothing to the story at all. There was no inventiveness. It was just kind of there. Listen, I'm all for a raunchy comedy, but if you could throw in a really smart story with really good characters, I'm in. Are you kidding me? I'm fucking in at that point. That's another thing. Since I'm doing this live, some F words might slip, some curse words might slip because it's live. So that's just the way it's going to be. Also, you hear that? That is an airplane. I live next to an airport. So anyways, back to the directing. I just felt like it was lazy, and you could tell it was a first-time director's film. Like I said, the story was very simple. It didn't really grab my interest at all. It was just kind of oh, there it is. It was kind of like a throwaway to be the vessel for these really raunchy jokes. And so the directing is very lazy and very average for the most part. So, and then, Ethan Cohen, the director, he also co-wrote it with two other writers. That's 3 writers. Here's my deal on the whole writing situation. You don't need more than 2 writers on a comedy, period. Listen, if you're writing a comedy by yourself and you think this is funny, go ahead and write it down. If you have a partner with you, at least you can go back and forth and kind of develop your humor. But if you have 3, it just almost seems like you're desperate and you don't know what the hell you're doing, and you are just not funny. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it goes. So the acting, Will Ferrell, he plays the same thing, man. He plays the same bumbling idiot, and I like Will Ferrell to death, but his stick is starting to get a little old, and so this one's just kind of okay, let's power through this. I mean, the last good role I think he did was Old School. Listen, I like Anchorman and Step Brothers, but I think Old School is I like that one. I like when he plays stuff like that and it's executed properly. But Will Ferrell is just very just being himself, and I think his shtick is starting to wear off. It's kind of like Adam Sandler in that regard. So, but Kevin Hart, I gotta tell you, Kevin fucking Hart. Every time when he was on screen, that's when the movie started to really rise and shine and stuff. And so he saved the movie for me. If he was not in it, counteracting with Will Ferrell, I would have completely just disregarded this movie altogether. But the fact that he was in it, him and Will Ferrell's chemistry, I actually really liked. That was the best part about the entire film. But every time when he came on screen, Kevin Hart and his isms, man, and the line delivery and stuff, it worked. And he delivers in such a bizarre way, but it's so different from everyone else. Like he's kind of loud and bombastic a little bit, but I mean, I kind of like that, because you have no idea what's going to come out of his mouth. That's why it's so funny when Kevin comes on screen. So Kevin Hart's hilarious, and he absolutely saves this movie for me. The supporting cast, you don't remember. I think Craig T. Nelson's in it. I think Alison Brie's in it, and Will Ferrell gets to grab her boobs. She's there for that. I'm sorry, her part's wasted. She's really talented, but oh dear Lord. As you can tell, I'm really struggling on picking out supporting actors because I don't remember. Because it is Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart's movie. That's the reason why you go see it. So that's why. So the acting overall, it was just kind of okay. Kevin Hart was the savior for sure. So the cinematography is okay. There's really nothing new. I mean, I can't really say much about it. It's a comedy, guys. And listen, if you're a comedy and your cinematography sticks out, I'll speak on it. But if it's just kind of, just normal, I'm not going to really say anything. So cinematography, it is what it is. The editing, the movie's about an hour and a half, 40 minutes, I think. And it does fly by. I will say that I was entertained. And it does have that nice pace and rhythm for a comedy. It's just sometimes the comedy does fall flat. Some of the jokes fall flat. But that's the way it goes with all comedies. So I'm not really worried about that too much. But it does keep you entertained regardless if you're laughing or not. Because you want to kind of see what kind of antics Kevin Hart and Will Ferrell can get into. And it's also really funny because Will Ferrell is like 6'4" and Kevin Hart's like 2'4". So I'm 6'4". So if I was acting along Kevin Hart, it'd be like, how's it going down there? He'd be like my little black leprechaun. So like I said, the editing is not the problem. It's just the jokes, some of it do not work. And I just felt like the directing was just very average and very mundane. But I mean, for a first-time director, it was okay. So at least he's on the right path to doing stuff like that. So overall, I'm gonna give this movie a 5 out of 10. I can't really get it to fresh at all. So it's gonna have to really borderline on that rotten for me. So 5 out of 10, guys, for Get Hard. So you're probably wondering why I snickered at the beginning of this. I saw it South by Southwest, and if anyone has read the articles regarding how controversial and racist it is, I can tell you that the racial stereotypes in this movie are pretty extreme, but that's not really what bothered me. If anything bothered me was the homophobic stuff, because there was a lot of gay jokes in this, and the homophobic nature or whatever was kind of very present. So I was sitting in the audience, and the guy gets up and he asks this question. Well, at first he was the second question. The first question was this little girl. She was like, I thought Will Ferrell was coming out. And that's the other thing. The director came out, not Will Ferrell or Kevin Hart at the Q&A after the movie. It was just the director. So the little girl was like, oh, this question was for Will Ferrell. Okay. That was cute. So the guy next to me and Scott Menzel, the guy who took me to this movie, the guy goes, how do you feel that your movie is racist as fuck? Like, that's what he said. And we're all sitting there going, okay, so it's going to go down this path. The whole Q&A is going to go down this route of awkwardness. And so the director, very director answer was like, we balance that thin line of, not trying to offend anyone, And so the guy asked a follow-up question. He was like, well, did you test it in front of anyone? Any audience? Did any eyes see this movie? And the director was like, yeah, we screened it for people around the Ferguson incident. Okay, so it got, like I said, it got super awkward after that point. Then he continued on and was like, man, you're making fun of everyone. Like, this is racist as fuck, man. And it was also hilarious. So, he kind of contradicted himself. I don't even know what he was talking about. I think he was a little drunk. But Me and Scott left after that, and apparently after we left, because the article came out within like 2 hours after we saw the movie, apparently someone else stood up after the guy that was commenting on the racist stuff, and they were just like, what about the homophobic stuff? So this movie really bothered people. For me personally, like it's really not that bad of a comedy. It's just, like I said, split down the middle for me. And yes, the racial stereotypes are stupid, and the gay jokes, I mean, some of it works, but then if you sit back and really look at it, you can go, holy shit, that was kind of homophobic, but it was still pretty funny. But compared to Unfinished Business, which I saw like 2 weeks ago, this is pure gold compared to that movie. That movie's a piece of trash dick. Like, it's just awful. But like, Get Hard, it's okay. Would I recommend full price? No. Matinee, yeah. If you really don't want to see it in the theaters, I would suggest just see it when it comes out on Blu-ray and DVD. So since I'm doing this live, I don't have any viewers, so there is no questions to be had. I mean, when I do these things live, I will. If you guys have a question about Get Hard or whatever movie I do review, go ahead and just comment down below, and I will answer them for you about the movie. But I don't have any questions for this one, so I'll go ahead and wrap this thing up. So I want to thank you guys for watching the first ever Real Reviews live. This was fun. I want to keep doing this. So Get Hard, very mundane comedy, very raunchy. You can tell first-time director did it. Kevin Hart saves the movie, and it does keep you entertained for the most part. So 5 out of 10, guys. Have you seen Get Hard, or have you even heard of it? Comment in the place to rub on my face and let me know. And as always, thanks for watching Real Reviews. I'm Chase Lee, and tune in next time for whatever I have to review next live. That's right, live. It's going to get very creepy and very scary, but all right, I'll see you guys later.